You gonna say anything interesting this time we started?
What do you mean? Was I not interesting before?
Well, you said something interesting. You kept trying to say stuff interesting last time we started. Like, you said something really crazy, and
I don't remember. I wish I could.
Oh no.
I don't know. Last week feels like last month. Time goes by so fast. I don't know. What did I talk about last time? Pizza? And I shamed people for liking pineapple on pizza?
As you should. Very base of you. No, you get roared. No, you get roared. Rah! One of my viewers bought me. It is.
Oh, that's cool.
It's my dead guardian.
Just remember to not look underneath the sheet of the Mimikyu, because one person in lore did that and they fucking died.
Oh no. Mimikyu love me. No! I am escaping the cute allegation. It's terrifying that I have a Mimikyu guard my bed. That sounds adorable, not terrifying. You don't know that. We're gonna react to some stuff that I saw, chat. Turns out, people are mad at Pewdiepie again. Isn't that fun, guys?
I mean, who isn't mad at a famous person in this day and age?
As good as, if not better, than the art community over the span of 30 days, then 100 days, and now he has decided to challenge himself and see how much he could improve over 365 days, which is an entire year. But unfortunately for Pewdiepie, his art progress has somehow struck a nerve with artists, making excuses saying, if you have any amount of free time you want due to being a millionaire and gifted genetics from your parents, then you too can learn to draw after a year of effort. I gave away my life for this and he draws like it was nothing. Good for Pewdiepie and genuinely impressed, but I'm discouraged at the fact that I've been drawing for years and I'm still horrible at it because I'm a terrible learner. While others started leaving comments about Pewdiepie and several controversial moments in his career. Isn't this the same guy who said the hard R? He should draw the iconic bridge.
Come on, leave the man alone. Dude's like...
No, because I want my share of YouTube clout.
That's what they're trying to get. But like, seriously, like, all this stuff was years ago. He's apologized for like, I'm pretty sure every single thing, or like what he has apologized is really not necessary to apologize for, because like it was so far in the past. Like, get off his back. He left YouTube. Are you not happy? Like I think he's still
I didn't know that he left.
I think he's
How
still
long
on
ago
YouTube.
was that?
Well, he stopped focusing on it like about 5-6 years ago.
Okay.
Like he still posts, I think, but it's mostly just like reacts with his friend and like the random video here and there. But it's like it could be months in between, it could be weeks in between. Like he doesn't like do an upload every single week kind of thing anymore.
It's not like a full-time job for him now.
Yeah,
like he's probably already just set for life.
He is. Like he said that he doesn't want to. He wants to like be able to be there like for his wife and his kids and stuff.
Moments. A shame that he's racist and a white supremacist. Pewdiepie has had his fair share of internet controversies, but that didn't stop him from pursuing art and trying to improve harder than last time. Comparing his art from the start and after he completed his 100-day challenge, it's safe to say he's quite decent for a person stumbling around and trying to find their way with art. So let's see how much he improved after deciding to focus on art for an entire year.
Day 1. A self-portrait? What's up, Bjorn?
I think every artist can relate to these early drawings from Pewdiepie. We all started out with pretty bad drawings.
When I was first starting out drawing, like, I've told chat this before, but I kind of got bullied out of art. Like, people were like, this is not gonna do anything good for you in life, or like, why are you wasting your time with this, and stuff like that.
Honestly, same. Like, I used to want to be an artist, but that dream just kind of died as I got older.
I was just bullied out of it slowly. To give you an idea how good I had gotten, you ever watch Digimon? You ever see War Greymon?
Unfortunately, no, I haven't.
Well, War Greymon's big metallic dragon with like physical parts as well. I drew one of his original concept arts from just 3 lines on a lined piece of paper, and you couldn't tell it was on lined pieces of paper after I was done. Like, I started with like 3 lines in a box, and then drew from that. I drew out War Greymon. War Greymon. No, it's like Metal Greymon. Metal Greymon. But yeah. But now I couldn't. This would be probably best I could do. Are you still after the Philosopher's Stone, Lugia? That's asking.
Oh no, there's a different way to get our bodies back. That doesn't require human sacrifice.
Yeah!
Regardless of how much you improved along the way, we all started out making bad
like
drawings, and that's totally
everyone
fine.
that starts
It's
out
part
art
of
is
the
gonna draw
process
bad.
and what makes everyone unique, but still yet.
I mean, that's just a
same.
given
Because
for
when
any
you go
hobby.
back and
Like,
look
you're
at
not
your
going to be a
early
master
drawings
at a
and
day one, and
compare that
if
with
you
your
are,
current drawings,
you're a fucking
you
fraud.
should be able to see some improvement.
That or you're a savant. Because I know, like, there's that thing of, like, savant syndrome where some people are just born, like, stupidly good at certain things or something. Like, there's the person that was, like, born where they could play the violin, like, a master at, like, age, what was it, 6 or something?
But that still requires practice to get down.
Well, yeah, but then there's also the fact that if you weren't born a savant, well, tough cookies, start practicing. You will get as good as or better than a savant. Because that's the thing. Practice beats talent every day. Like, I know, like, some animes and stuff kind of show where talent's, like, almost insurmountable. But that's because those people with the talent, they're also practicing. That's why they seem like they're always better than you. Practicing, like, it's not like, oh, you practice a few days and then instantly you're good. Sometimes it takes years. Sometimes it can take months. But you, even when you get good, continuing to practice is important.
And be proud of yourself, no matter how small the improvement is.
Here's when
I
I
love this
started
man's
to
voice,
look
though.
up tutorials and stuff online. Do you think it'd be better?
I need to put this on in Discord, don't I? So you can see it. There you go.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
But they all kind of look like they have some sort of allergy. Like they ate a lobster and they have a seafood allergy. The chin is very big. I probably would have made it something more like, I wonder if I can fix this. I feel bad for future past self.
Oh, that's cute. Him being able to see the mistakes he made earlier on is a clear indicator of making progress in your art.
But after
Like, it's
30
clear
days,
that he
this was the
practiced.
progress of my first video. I was so happy with it, and I think I should be, because the progress is definitely there. So this is my progress after 82 days, 84. And I really think here's where I peaked in terms of if you wanted to just improve as much as possible in the shortest time.
Now this is where it starts to get interesting. As Pewdiepie started getting closer to drawing for 100 days during his challenge, his improvement was now getting clearly obvious, especially when you place the drawings from day 1 beside this one. Even comparing the drawings from day 30 and these ones, you can tell he made a good amount of progress for someone who just started out drawing.
So let's check the progress from there on. That's wrong. First of all, don't do what I did. I just kept drawing the same things. Anime girl, too much anime.
I don't think there's necessarily anything wrong in drawing anime girls
I
or
think-
having an art style that looks like
It is
anime.
good to
Although
keep
what I'll
practicing one
suggest is
particular
instead of
style.
Yeah, like,
Was
I think it really depends on, like, what you feel comfortable with. But I think practicing a style you really admire is probably the best way to go about it, actually. Can't draw too much bokeh? No, draw all the bokeh. But yeah, PewDiePie's decision to draw animes shows that, like, he really appreciates anime's art style, like the basic anime art style, and that probably helped him keep at it, because that's the thing, is you want to keep at it, you don't want to, like, burn out. So, like, really it depends on what you like, but if you really like a particular art style, just keep drawing that art style. You will get good. You might not get good as PewDiePie is quickly, but like that's not bad, nor is that good.
It's also not easy to encompass different art styles
Yeah.
and be consistently good at it.
Yeah, like I'll tell you this. I used to have a few friends back in middle school who were very good at art. But like they would try to do other types of art. Like they let me see their art and stuff because they knew I really this was when I was still kind of into art. Like I was still drawing. And they knew that I was like a good I can kind of tell you like if you're doing better than you were. Like I can tell very quickly. Like I can see strokes and stuff doing better. One of them, she was a girl named Sierra. She did amazing art. She could do really good, like, realistic portraits. But she was really bad at, like, the anime art style. But she wanted to do the anime art style. Like, you'd be thinking, wait, but it's only slightly less realistic than realistic art. It can affect your drawing. Because your brain can't, like, fully wrap around it sometimes.
It's also because the anime art style is a lot more expressive with its emotion.
More like emotionally expressive and stuff. And that's what like stymied her a little bit. But she got really good in the span of like the years I knew her. Like I think she was on to like trying to improve her drawing of hands and stuff near the end of
Yeah, that's typically the hard part, the hands.
Yeah, like she hated hands. But she was starting to show progress like right before I stopped seeing them, like stopped being in that school.
Drawing the same faces over and over, he could practice doing turnarounds of the head from different angles and then slowly transition into drawing the torso and then the arms and every other part of the body. Practicing drawing each body part from different angles will make you so much better at drawing from your imagination and even drawing with reference if you have to.
Get into. Yeah, just sketching random stuff I find online. Finally, I move on and I draw boys. This is the boys arc. I drew so much guys from anime because I thought I drew so many mangas. You probably recognize these. I think this is Jujutsu Kaisen.
So it seems PewDiePie was drawing a lot from all the anime he was watching and was basically just copying the poses and faces from whatever inspired him to draw, which is a good way to practice. But a better and faster way to practice will be to break down each pose into shapes and then solely focus on using simple shapes for the poses before then trying to learn anatomy and the muscles. Once you understand how the shapes translate into each pose, drawing the muscles over them will be so much easier as you progress. A good book to learn this is Michael Hampton's figure drawing design book, and you can also pair it with simplified anatomy if you're trying to learn anatomy and how to see the muscles as shapes. Bonus book is TB Choi's character design art book. That's a really good book as well. I'll leave the links in the description to all of these books.
Another thing was that people said I had an art background. That was like a rumor that went around, and I guess I take that as a compliment, but no, I do not. I have not studied art. That was the whole point of this video. I was not being disingenuous. I have not drawn since I was a kid, but I loved doing Photoshop. Before YouTube, I loved photoshopping images.
This was also something I saw a lot of people mentioning in the first video I made. People kept on assuming he had an art background or had done art before or something, but according to him, he just drew a little bit when he was a child, which I'm guessing all of us did. Would you then call that a background in art? I don't think so.
No.
But I think the biggest sort of thing that helped is that I'm actually older. Like I'm 35 now, and I think if I did this thing when I was younger, I would not have seen the same improvement. But I also think, you know, the improvement I had, anyone can achieve. Like I wanted my video to be inspiring for other people to do the same thing.
Yeah, this is like
Well, I believe this is enough proof that age has nothing to do
like
with
nowadays,
how much you can improve with your
like
art.
This is just kind of the content he focuses on.
And practicing consistently, you're definitely going to see some form of improvement.
This time he was doing his little art challenge.
I bought this pen. This pen is amazing. It's a brush pen, and if you squeeze it, ink comes out, and you can draw really slim lines or really thick lines really quickly. And I told myself I was gonna force myself to use this pen, even though it looks like shit. I was gonna really I'm gonna use this pen. I need to learn how to draw without the whole circle thing again.
This is a good form of practice, especially if you're struggling with line confidence. Drawing with a pen forces you to choose carefully and think about each mark you're about to put on the paper, since once you place that mark, you can't take it off or erase it. So you have to think carefully about the proportions and the shapes of the forms you're trying to draw in your head and try to visualize it on the paper. Really good practice. You should try it sometime.
I don't
That
really
is
see
if
a
you're
lot of
ready to
modern
see how
artists go for the
truly
pen and
bad you
paper
are.
approach.
It felt like
Typically,
taking
they
a
just do it digitally,
Yeah.
like with a Wacom or whatever it's called.
Yeah. I think it's called Wacoms.
That way, like if they make a mistake, they could just go back and erase it. Like,
Like,
but if you're using like a pen to paper, like that's permanent. You're not taking that off unless you got white out, and even then, that's not a permanent solution.
Yeah. Not a good solution either, because now you can't really draw in that spot for a while, and then when you do, you might cut through it. But I'm trying to like understand why people are mad. I'm
100
thinking
steps back,
later
but
on we'll see.
that's
like,
how you
maybe
have to
just
improve.
go
You know,
big.
you have to get out of your comfort zone. It's still so hard with proportions, man. Like anything is slightly
Like,
off,
there's clear like
it's gonna
indications
suck.
where you messed up.
So yeah,
and
this
stuff.
felt like a little side quest, but I'm glad I took it. And yeah, it was really fun.
I think so far we've seen a lot of heads and faces, and for the most part, it looks like that's all PewDiePie has been drawing. I want to see him practice other things like hands and feet or muscles of the back.
I mean,
or
I saw a
something,
couple
but
sketches he
we'll
did where
see.
he did the upper
Finally.
torso.
Yeah,
Finally,
he did the
after
torso on some of the other things.
I don't know, 300 days of drawing, I picked up an art book. I should have done this ages ago. So I picked up a couple art books, some more technical than others. I picked up books about perspective because I want to learn and I want to understand this. And I think finally that clicked in me. It went from me just wanting to sketch whatever to, no, I actually want to understand these things so I can draw them better. And I wish I did that sooner.
Art books are very important if you're really serious about improving your art. And I know some people say they're overrated, especially when you mention Andrew Loomis, but there are still really good art books out there.
I would say yes, they're important, but also it doesn't have to be a particular book. It's like you saw how PewDiePie said he got ones that are more technical than others. He got some more basic books and he got some technical books.
There's not like a drawing Bible or anything like
there's
that.
no Bible. There's no definitive, oh, get this book, immediately improves your art kind of thing. Like, there's no magic to it. It's just like I've said, practice. Practice makes perfect. The books improve it a lot because they give you more direction and more focus on areas and stuff. That's why they're important. They help focus your creativity. Instead of like big wide net, the books kind of like put you on track to like improving that specific part of your art.
There, and you're literally just one Google search away from finding a book that could change your life. Well, it can't directly change your life, but at least you'll learn some things from it which could then change your life.
I had sketched so much, and I still, it feels embarrassing to admit this, but like everyone was so amazed by my 101 that I felt like, okay, well, my year one has to be really good, right? Like, but progress isn't a straight line. Like, I think I was being too hard on myself where I was getting close to a year and I'm like, I don't have anything to show for it.
Wow, that actually makes a lot of sense. Progress isn't a straight line. Sometimes you may feel like you're in a downward spiral and everything seems to be falling apart, but in the end it all works out for good and you'll get over whatever it is you're struggling with.
That's how all success is. There is no clear line to success. Like that little picture showed you, there's a lot of twists and turns, ups and downs. Because like in your pursuit for improving, you'll sometimes deteriorate and look like you're doing way worse. But that's just what some people would like to call a rough patch. That's your rough patch into improving. Because that's you being so focused on improving, you're making you're warping your senses to think you're doing worse. In actuality, you're probably doing better. It's just, it's hard for you to see that yourself.
You might be noticing problems that you didn't notice before.
yeah, like you are improving, and like you're able to notice problems now, whereas before you wouldn't have been able to notice that. But now you're noticing those problems, which is making you think you're doing worse, but you're not. You're just improving in other ways at the same time as you're trying to improve that aspect.
I drew a full body one, and I'm like comparing it to my 80-day one, and I'm like, the 80-day one, it's still better, even though it's just like full.
I'm gonna have to be honest with him. The 80 the full body one, way better in terms of like, what's the
Proportions.
Yeah, the proportions and everything like that.
Body, it's still better.
Okay, first off,
I think the
this
only
story
reason why he would think
pretty
that
good.
the
I think I actually
Like, yeah, like,
the other one looks better is because it probably has like some more detail with the face.
yeah, it's got more detail, but detail isn't the only like defining factor.
Yeah.
That's why I
I
think
mean, there's still ways to communicate a personality through like the entire body, which I think he managed to accomplish in that other one.
Like, he's even saying right here, he prefers the full figure to the face. He's like, I think I prefer the full figure because the full figure shows a lot more expression in terms of your art style, whereas the other one is just really detailed face. Like, sure, it could show a lot of expression in art style, but it shows a lot more mastery of your craft by doing the full body.
prefer the full figure to the face. Well, of course, the face will look better because he probably took his time and tried to color it perfectly, and he was already pretty comfortable just drawing faces. But drawing the full figure is new territory to him, so it's normal not to be confident in your drawings at first until you then get the hang of it.
I think I wanted to learn to draw and actually understand anatomy. Before, it didn't matter to me. It was just a hobby, but now I'm like, I want to actually know, like, how do you draw legs?
Welcome to my in-depth tutorial on drawing thick, juicy legs, Pewdiepie. You see the thing?
Oh my god. He heard legs and he was like...
And he's given this advice for free.
Yeah, he's like, allow me to introduce myself.
The thing about drawing legs is you have to consider the shape and flow of it. There are no parallel lines.
Which, by the way, I need to state this again. My man's voice is simply divine.
When drawing legs, each line flows into the next. So you start off by drawing... Sorry to cut you off there, but if you want to see me finish that tutorial and show you how to draw legs like these, then go subscribe to my second
cut
channel.
me like
I really
that.
did push myself a lot towards the end here. And that's when I bought an iPad. Coming in clutch last minute. Super satisfying to draw with a pen on an iPad. But obviously it was way different. So again, it was like a last minute learning curve of me not understanding the program and yada yada yada.
I'm sure there's going to be people making fun of Pewdiepie for buying an iPad when he can't even draw comfortably on paper.
Oh, he has money and time. That's why he can do whatever he wants.
So I started off just sketching and I was still too scared to draw bodies. I drew this, which I thought was going to be amazing, and I ended up really hating it. I think the colors are fun, but I didn't know how to draw hair. I at least tried to draw like a full body, but I was so scared of getting it wrong that I think I just made it look weird.
Okay. It's not the best painting I've seen, but it isn't entirely bad.
That's a pretty good for going to paper to iPad.
So
I'd say
far, I'll
that's
say he
really good.
indeed has potential and will likely do so much better given time.
So I practiced drawing hair, but it's just like nothing interesting about it. This is just to try it out.
The hands. You need to practice more hands. Feet.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oof.
Cheeks.
And then I
it's
thought,
clear that
okay,
he's
I'm gonna really wow you
learning.
guys. I started the line work. I tried my best to draw the actual hands. This is gonna be so good. And this is the end result. And I genuinely hate looking at it. I've looked at it so much it just pisses me off. In my head, it was going to be so much more, you know? And then you look at it and you're like, oh, cool.
He's got
That
the
was it, huh?
shading and
Yeah,
the shadows.
it looks muddy. It looks
is muddy.
That's why you hate it. The line art was really good, but somewhere along the line, the colors just stopped working, I guess. It looks like he ended up going a little too dark in the shadows.
I think it is the shadows. I think they're just too
Yeah.
dark. I think like the shadow right there, some of the shadows right there are just too dark. Like that part right there doesn't make sense to be that dark. And that's.
I don't know why it's got to have like a colorless streak. Like
you
in
mean,
the
right
hair.
there?
Yeah.
Yeah. I see it. Like, I think he just went too dark. Like if he had just let it be a little brighter, like held back a little bit on the shadows, this would have been amazing.
It just made the entire painting look muddy and out of place. It's also missing a little bit of color contrast and warm
Yeah,
and
that's what I was thinking. Is like he has too many cool shadows, and then he only has a few warm ones.
cool shadows. There's decent light direction, but the shading isn't following the forms
Yeah,
to
that's
show
really
how
the only
they
problem
sit
with
on
it
the
is
face,
shading
which is
and,
what makes everything look
like,
so out of place. But it's a decent attempt anyway.
I desperately tried to draw something else because I don't know, like I felt like I could do more, but I kept drawing and I couldn't. Like it just came out looking weird and unsatisfying. This was supposed to be like the most simplest thing ever, like black high contrast with some
He's doing
color.
really good
Still,
with his
I didn't
hands
like
now.
it.
I think a good way to approach painting with
Like,
color
when he's
is
focusing on the
not to
hands, he's
start
doing really
off
good.
painting with color. You need to understand values and lighting and form first. Then you can start practicing with color and slowly carry on what you learned from values into your use of color. There's so many artists that teach this, but some of my favorite are Mike Azevedo's tutorial on color and light. Sam Nielsen also has good tutorials on color and light, and you can also get the color and light art book from James Gurney. It teaches all the principles of color and how light affects it. And then you can take all that knowledge and start practicing painting fruit on your desk and painting some of your favorite movie scenes.
But I still felt like I could do more. So I sketched for a couple days and I told myself I'm gonna give one last effort. I have to really like it to actually sketch it. And this is the last thing I drew. I finished it yesterday.
That's actually
and
really good.
I think I'm finally happy with it.
I
Like-
think it's not bad. He definitely improved.
He didn't really
with his
focus on the
painting.
hand this time.
There's some subsurface
even though he
sketching going
didn't,
on
it
and
still
some lighting from
looks like
above,
a hand
some
and
catch
stuff.
lights on the hair. Pretty decent. Good job, Felix.
I think for a year progress, yeah. Am I allowed to be happy? It took a lot of paint to get there, you know? Like, let's compare. Day 1, day 365.
Like the lighting and stuff is A grade. Like combine the hands
know,
and
maybe-
stuff with the ones right
And
before
the
it,
pink
Maybe you
aura.
guys disagree, but I feel like I
love the
finally
aura,
beat
too.
my 80-day whatever.
and it doesn't overpower the
this
rest
is
of the
still
picture.
better. Oh.
Like he did
So it's
really
safe
good
to say
lightning with it.
PewDiePie
The
has
fuck you mean he
successfully
still
stamped
prefers
his
the other
mark
one?
or left his footprint in the metaphorical.
Well, that one is probably people don't realize this, but nostalgia is a powerful drug. I think it's just he looks back at that, and that's like his biggest improvement in his entire time drawing.
I guess
that
that's fair.
That one's gonna be have a way softer spot in his and like his heart of liking things than the other ones will. Like that one is basically clear
Okay, look,
indication he
it's
got
his
really
art.
good.
It's his art, so obviously, like, it's his opinion, since it was his drawing
Yeah.
that he was improving on, but also I think he's tripping.
Well, everyone's gonna see a different drawing and think that one's better than that one. Like I said, I thought the one. Let's go back to it. Like this one is really good.
In the shadows, which
It's
just
just-
made the
he did a
entire
little bad on
painting
the
look
shadow and
muddy and
the
out of
lighting.
place. It's also missing a little bit of color contrast and
And then, like, if you look back, he did really good on the hand. And this was
Not in that one.
look how well that hand is done. Like he even started thinking about showing the muscles and stuff in the hand. There's clear thought process of like, how would the muscles look? Like, cause you see he's got the like the little ligament right there.
Yeah.
Like, he didn't really focus on it. But look, down here, this one clearly looks like a hand, doesn't it? Down here, you see where it's got the
hair, like, twirled around the finger.
Yeah, like, it's a little long and stuff, but there's clear, like, thought process and stuff that went into it. Because that's what he was focusing on the hand. He's like, I'm going to try and focus on the hands and stuff. Whereas this one, he didn't really focus on the hand. He just focused on the overall picture. I love both of them for different reasons. This one back here, is I think his closest to being a perfect drawing. The only thing he messed up, honestly, was the lightning, which before he really focused on lightning and stuff, obviously you're going to mess up a few times on lightning. But I also see where this one is. This one's like clearly better in a lot of aspects. Like way better lightning, obviously. But like he did the hair even more perfect than he did the other one. And like the body proportions are mostly right. The only thing he could have focused on was the hand. But that wasn't his goal. His goal was the face and like the hair.
Right.
Which is obviously what he's really good at, is face and hair and stuff. He's really good at portraits because that's what he's practiced the most.
Mainly happy with it.
I think it's not bad. He definitely improved with his painting. There's some subsurface scattering going on and some lighting from above, some catch lights on the hair. Pretty decent. Good job, Felix.
I think for a year progress, yeah. Am I allowed to be happy? It took a lot of paint to get there, you know? Like, let's compare. Day 1, day 365. I don't know, maybe maybe you guys disagree, but I feel like I finally beat my 80-day whatever.
No, he's saying he beat his 80.
This is still better. Oh.
No, he said he beat his 80 day.
Okay, I misheard him the first time.
Yeah, he's like, I don't know if y'all disagree or not, but I think I finally beat my 80-day one.
To see Pewdiepie has successfully
Which, like, that shows a lot of self-improvement, too.
stamped
To be
his
able to
mark
tell,
or
like,
left his
the
footprint in the
errors
metaphorical
and stuff.
sands of time of the art community, and has become one of the fastest artists to improve, going from drawing like absolute dog shit on paper to making digital art close enough to get him a paid job offer working for Genshin Impact. Anyone can repeat this.
Oh my god. They're never gonna be able to tell people what he drew in Genshin. That's gonna make so... That's why people are moaning!
Why? Because he's gonna get a job
No,
offer
he
from
got
fucking...
one! He's...
Wait, he did?
Yeah.
Wait, that's real?
Yeah, he said... Look what he says.
No, I thought that
metaphorical
was just
sands
like a
of time
joke.
of the
I didn't
art
think that actually
community, and has
happened.
become one of the fastest artists to
Artists.
improve, going from drawing like absolute
Dog
dog shit on paper to making digital
or
art
art.
close enough to get him a paid job offer working
Get
for
him a
Genshin
paid
Impact.
job
Anyone
offer.
can repeat the same steps
He
he
said
took
close
and
enough,
improve
so
with
I
their art
I
as
Which
didn't
means
well,
he
take
got
that as him
one.
like
consistent
actually
with it.
doing okay, wow.
That's...
And learning the right way,
That's
which is from
insanity.
carefully picked tutorials
Fucking
and
Hoyoverse
art books,
came
all
knocking
tailored
down
to
on
what
his
aspect
door.
of your
They're
art
like,
you're struggling with
"Hey,
and trying to
Pewdiepie,
improve
we
on
like
at
your
that moment."
video, we
But
love
of course,
you.
we have some genuinely concerned individuals on the internet who believe Pewdiepie is cheating and hacking human nature because apparently he's rich and has all the time he needs to draw and do whatever he wants, unlike other beginner artists who are struggling to make ends meet, which is
Like, yeah, does it make it easier when you don't have to worry about money and stuff? Yeah, of course. Like, there's no reason to hate him for improving his art, though. Like, what do you think artists back then did? Some of them were like, either like they had a building and they didn't have to worry about bills really. Like, in like, what, like, Vincent van Gogh, you don't think he was constantly worrying about bills or anything? That's just today's age.
You think he worked a full-time job at McDonald's?
Yeah, like... The man went out every morning. Like, it's said that he went out every morning to draw. And, like, paint sunsets and stuff. And, like, sunrises. Like,
undeniably true to an extent, but of course I wouldn't expect you to just up and quit everything you have going in your life just because you want to pursue art and try to improve, especially if you don't have any savings or a backup plan if this doesn't work out how you expected it. I think you need to have at least a certain level of comfort if you want to pursue art, because you're going to spend a lot of time, a lot of brain power.
Like, yeah, like, why are you spending this free time complaining when you could use that free time you have right then and there to practice drawing? That's probably why he's better than you. It's because he didn't, like, sit there and complain at people and stuff. He just practiced. He's making this video after he has practiced.
And your mental health is definitely going to be in shambles along the way, so you should be prepared for that as well. It doesn't mean if you're bombarded with work or you have a lot of things going on in your life, you can't take a few hours or a couple of minutes to draw in your day. That could also work as well, as long as you're doing it consistently over a period of time. Money, on the other hand, doesn't have much to do with how quickly your skills will develop as an artist. Buying every new drawing tablet that comes out every year is not going to make you draw better if you're not practicing the fundamentals. So does buying expensive pens and pencils. Start practicing with whatever is available to you. Focus on following a structured study routine that has you learning each of the fundamentals of art over a span of months, and slowly try to improve on one part of your drawings at a time. PewDiePie's art journey shouldn't make you want to quit art or discourage you from trying to be a better artist. Instead, use that as motivation to become
because the whole point of this video series was to inspire other people to draw.
So
like,
can
take the inspiration for what it is. Like,
because if this guy could like get good in like 100 days, so could you. That's literally the point.
Yeah, he's showing what he accomplished with just focusing on that.
You too, no matter how old you are. As long as you're practicing consistently and showing up for yourself and holding yourself accountable instead of beating yourself up for no reason, you will become an even better artist than PewDiePie. All it takes is time and some good old-fashioned dedication. Well, it looks like we've made it to the end of this video. If you enjoyed this video, please leave it a like, share this video with a friend, and subscribe to the channel if you're new here. With all that being said, I'll see all you pretty penguins in the next video. Bye.
Alright, I'm gonna go say bye to my parents. They're going off to do a little trip, and then we will start.
Well, they're leaving Boca home alone. They don't know what chaos will ensue. Alright, well I guess I'm left here again. Shit, okay.